Hello guys, my name is Reikai. It's been another long week of school. Another long week of the internet doing what it does best. Delivering absolute nonsense. So there's a couple things I want to get into today that I want to talk about. And hey, 20th anniversary dropped. We got fresh hardcore servers, which I'm trying to partake in again. Because, you know, I hate my time. And it's fun. And fresh classic servers, which I've been partaking in a bit too. I haven't had much time. But anyway. Let's start with YouTube Grifters Kill Dragon Age. By this David Jaff Games guy who's gonna tell us straight up how he feels. Did YouTube Grifters kill Dragon Age? I think so. Alright.
YouTube Grifters kill Dragon Age.
Oh, and Asmon. Because, you know, I just like having him in the background.
Let me clarify.
Uh-oh. Oh, you know it's bad when you already got to start with "let me clarify." Oh, boy. That's never a good sign. Alright.
Oh, man. He put his shit on protected? Oh, he blocked me.
Oh, I might have to move my webcam so you can actually see.
Oh my god, I didn't even know this.
If I die, I die.
But it doesn't matter anymore. I'm getting through, bitch. Why is it all these old baldies with beards? They're getting mad like this. Who?
Old baldies with beards? I don't know, because we're all old and cranky, I guess.
That still be charging.
We're all getting old and these goddamn pronouns. Apparently that's how they see us anyways. Anyway.
Who is this guy? BioWare killed this game before it even came out. Yeah, people actually think that I killed Dragon Age.
Well, it wasn't dead on arrival.
Well, hope you had a good Thanksgiving.
We'll probably be doing a bit of Dragon Age today too, since I actually have some free time. Getting close to the end of school though, so we'll be back to this fun in no time. But yeah, I'm very fascinated.
If you celebrate, I did sit down.
Oh boy. So the balding middle-aged man who just cracked a beer is going to tell us that we're bad people. Interesting.
After our stuff we did today, and
this one's worse than mine. See? I told you I could get worse.
read some of the comments on my last video, which seems to have upset some people, which is fine. I just wanted to clarify a couple of things for what it's worth. Number one, I was responding to somebody in the chat asking, did I think that...
see. First mistake right there. Never respond to hate. If people already don't like you, you're not going to change their opinion by making a video about it. It's just... If you add logs to the fire, you're going to make the fire bigger. It's never a good idea. Someone else will do something stupid and everybody will go hate them. Just keep uploading your content, man. Who gives a fuck? Not everyone's gonna like it. It's just the way it works.
The social media grifter types had harmed.
Social media grifter types. What the fuck does a grifter mean? Now, let me look it up once I'm in a, you know, not in a danger zone here. Grifters. Let's see. Grifters. What does that mean? Someone who swindles people out of money through fraud. Ooh, that's a bold claim. All right.
And being the cause.
Into that
I love how he
Brad?
says it's a grifter. Like, what do you think? Like, I don't think this. Like,
It's a good point. You think the people that are making these videos don't actually have these opinions? They're just doing it for money? Like we all just got together one day and decided to put a bunch of evidence and proof in front of everybody and say, hey, this is, you know, maybe why we don't like the game. We're all just, it's the conspiracy. We don't actually hate the game. It's all for money. You know, me and my 19 subscribers making all this money. No, people just generally don't like the game for reasons that have been brought forward multiple times. People have made multiple points on the graphs, and including graphs themselves, statistics, like, it's all there. How many fucking points do we need to make before it's not grifting? And I find in most cases the people that are calling everybody assholes, bigots, or whatever are the ones that don't even have any points themselves. They just simply hide behind buzzwords because they have nothing to stand on. But anyway, maybe this guy's actually got a point. Who knows? Give him a chance.
Why would I be lying about what I think about this? Why?
Right?
Again, it's like the moment that somebody uses.
Yeah, why would anybody lie about this stuff? It's not like we want these games to be bad. We don't want our favorite franchises to go under because people decided it was more beneficial to put politics into fantasy. No, we want these games to succeed. What? Of course we do. We want good things to play. That's why we voice our opinions. That's why people make honest reviews, unlike IGN, who decided it was a 9 out of 10. On what basis? Yeah, the game looks pretty. Combat is it's not the worst. It's definitely not the worst game ever created. And I like the character tree. Other than that, there are plenty of things to dislike about it. But anyway, this isn't a review. But point is, people don't make videos about TV shows and video games just out of spite. This is usually, at least if it's from sane people, constructive criticism in order to hopefully make it better next time because they want it to be good. They want these things to be good because they want to be able to consume them. Nobody wants a bad game. No one sane wants games or shows to be bad. But by telling people they can't point it out when it is, it's crazy. Who the hell are you to tell people what their opinion is? You're just a game developer, man. If your game sucks, just make a better game next time. It's not a big deal. It only becomes a big deal when you make it a big deal. By taking things and just making a huge issue out of it. It's not a political issue, your game just sucks. Sorry. Not sorry.
Is that word? That's one of the words. Like I hear that word, I say okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. Normally, if I hear people using buzzwords like grifter, I automatically assume that they have the intelligence of a fucking potato, and I take their opinions with a huge grain of salt, if at all.
Never mind. I don't need to think about this seriously anymore.
Yeah. Right. Like
Of Dragon Age Veilguard not doing that well.
it's usually a look into the intelligence of the person who's using those types of words. Like, if you can't talk like an adult, then I am assuming you can't act like an adult either.
Sales. And so I was responding to your direct question, and my answer is, though, yeah, I think they contributed. So I want to just be clear on that. That's where it came from.
Yeah, obviously. Obviously, negative feedback and negative press about a game is going to hurt the game.
Yeah. But there would be a lot less of it if the game wasn't actually bad. Of course, negative feedback is going to change people's opinions on it. But it's also bad to not be truthful either when IGN's out here saying it's almost Game of the Year material when it's really not. Average people who are going to go to the store who probably don't really pay much attention to this kind of stuff, they see Game of the Year on there and they're like, oh, that's got to be a good game. And they buy the game. And then they play it and it's hot garbage. And their first reaction is going to be, why the fuck do people play these things? And then they never buy another game ever again. So not only have you demonized your current audience, potentially demonizing a newer audience by being dishonest.
That's crazy. Wow. True.
Yeah. I'm glad we came to that deduction.
I think that the people who have not played the game and think that if they tune into a certain...
What do you mean, people who haven't played the game? In most of the reviews I've watched, and the ones I pay attention to, have their own gameplay footage in the background. So yes, they played the game. What are you talking about? Not everybody's losing their mind. Or not everybody is jumping on the bandwagon. Most people have genuinely played the game. They just don't like it for countless reasons that they usually point out in the videos if you actually watch and pay attention to what other people are saying instead of just sitting in your own bubble.
Streamer that I would call
Certain streamer. Oh,
Just say my fucking name.
we all know who you're talking about.
Just say me.
So stop being
I'm not going to get offended.
It's ridiculous. Oh, what are you, too
A
afraid
certain
to say
strip. Who
Asmongold?
could it possibly
That
be?
still be charging.
Yeah, who is it? We'll never know. Bro, just say his name. If you disagree with somebody and you're too afraid to say their own name, I start to believe that even you don't believe the rhetoric that you're spewing.
What
come
is
on.
this? I'm Voldemort, man. Like, what is this?
Voldemort.
grifter. I do know what grift means, by the way, but I'll address that in a moment.
Oh, he will.
Oh,
Great.
Did you learn a new word today?
If they tune into certain streamers or Twitter people or whatever, there are people that are selling a
he's
narrative
using the
that,
word so
as someone
much.
who has played 22 hours of the game, I don't think that narrative is there, that this is some...
Okay. Well, I have played 71 hours of the game, and so I overrule you. I'm right, you're wrong. Play the game more. You lose.
Yeah, if you're arguing with a 5-year-old, you have to use 5-year-old logic. Well, I played the game more, so I'm more right than you. God. See, the reason I haven't made a video on my opinion of the game yet is because I haven't fully played it yet. Which I'm going to, you know. I have more important things to deal with right now, such as finishing my school so I can make money to continue doing what I do so I can keep living, you know. Crazy, right? Priorities. Who needs them, right? But
That still be
I
charging.
do love I do love talking on these certain videos like this where these people just come out and they have the most crazy opinions on stuff.
That spell isn't ready yet.
And I like to see their thought process on how they reach these points. And usually it's just mental gymnastics. That's never really that logical.
Done. Eat as so easy.
So I gotta let
Easiest
my health
disregard of my
regenerate.
life. And that's his rules, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not playing by my rules. I think he's entitled to his opinion, so am I.
Yeah, everybody is.
I'm just saying by his rules.
You're also entitled to people have an opinion on your opinion.
You know, you can't take 2 steps forward in the game without hearing about some kind of LGBT, quote, agenda or propaganda. I mean, I'm 22 hours in. I really haven't...
I don't think the sane people are saying that. There's a bunch of crazy people that are saying that. Most people are saying, why is it the focal point? Like, why is this the whole focal point on the game? Right. Is the gameplay good? Like, it's not about the fact that it's in the game. It's about the fact that they spend so much time making it the entire personality of the game. It's like, okay, you want to put pronouns in the game, go for it. Who cares? But when that's like the only thing that makes your game good, of course it's not going to be good. It's lazy. Put whatever you want in the game. Just make it good. That's what people care about. Of course you're going to have a bunch of insane retards that are going to be extreme on either side. Don't listen to them. What, you're going to listen to someone's crazy opinion that has like 4 likes on it? Okay. That's not everybody who thinks this. That's 5 people. Most sane people aren't mad about the fact that there's a non-binary character in the game. People are annoyed that it's got to be constantly reestablished every fucking 5 minutes. Or it's plastered all over social media as like the only thing that's about the game. There are more than just what's in the... is the gameplay good? Is the storyline good? No, none of this is important. The only thing that's important is the fact that they are inclusive and they add non-binary characters into the game. Okay. That's what people are bothered by. It's like, well, can't you talk about anything else other than the identity politics of it? What makes the game good? That's neat that you're being inclusive. I mean, good for you. You want me to throw confetti or something? Like, what do you want? It's like if you're hanging out with people
I can't pass
and
that.
you have to constantly remind people that you're straight, that would get fucking annoying. Anyway, I
You
went on
know,
a tangent. my
there's
bad.
nothing in there. There are things in there like that if you search for them, and there may be things.
Wait, are there or are there not? You just lied you just said there was and then there wasn't. Or sorry, you said there wasn't and there was in the same sentence. Can you at least stick to one train of thought? If you're going to criticize people, come on. Is it in there or is it not? Yes or no? Quit pussyfooting around.
Coming up where you can't avoid them if you
Yeah,
quit.
they forcefully make your character gay and trans.
Yeah, totally.
You can't get out of it. There's no way to get out of it.
Still be
They
trusted.
make you gay.
Ready yet.
They say you have to be gay now. And if you don't, you have to restart the game. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, man. I miss when sarcasm
You could avoid them.
was a thing and people
But
could take
for
it.
22 hours, I haven't really seen anything other than you can romance if you choose, or at least you can try to. I haven't tried, so I don't know what.
How many hours into the game is it when you actually meet Tosh for the first time and you have that conversation? Where you have to do the push-ups? Maybe I'll find out for myself. Actually, yeah, I'm going to play the game today. Might as well do it for an hour. Like I said, I'm still going to play it.
The response would be same-sex characters as your main character. And I think, or I know at the beginning, but I don't really know what it means. There's some kind of weird language about do
Hang
you
on.
want to be a trans character or not, or something in some choice, which I didn't understand. So I just, Anyway, point is
So you don't even know what you're talking about?
Ooh, am I going to die on camera?
Just when you put the
Shit.
mirror down whenever you start the game. It's like an hour into the game.
Oh, God. Alright. Get the fuck out. Okay, it evaded. We're good. I'm right.
I do think a lot of people
Get out of
have
the water.
been sold a vision of the game that isn't accurate. But so in that,
Yeah, you're right. We have been sold a vision of the game that's not accurate by companies like IGN. The quote-unquote grifters that this guy's talking about are the only ones that have been selling us a monocle of truth. I appreciate it when people make honest reviews about games instead of having to listen to the journalists constantly spill their rhetoric. It's gotten bad, man. And I'm glad we live in a time where people can have different opinions and we can all have a conversation. Yeah, it's online, but hey, it is what it is. And people can, form opinions around that kind of stuff instead of having everything controlled by, X, Y, or Z, and we're told to think one way and not the other, which is what people are trying to do. And that's why people are getting frustrated with it.
that sense, yeah, my comments stand. I'm not walking any even back. Why would I? But I do want to clarify, though, two things that I do think, and I've talked about this numerous times since I've started playing the game on different videos, but it wasn't included in any meaningful way in that video. So I do want to address two things. Number one, the only other Dragon Age game I've played was Inquisition,
that's
and
a
I really
corpse.
liked it. Didn't finish it.
Okay.
Obviously won Game of the Year 2013, 2014. A lot of people loved it. And this game is very different, obviously, in art style and tone. And when I
You
mentioned
chose to be gay with the mirror? Guys, I hate to break the fourth wall, but I did that on purpose. I made my character trans and I acted like I didn't know. I did know. Of course I was farming.
It's for the memes, bro.
I don't like to break... Of course.
Okay. God.
Of course I know that.
Wait, don't I have underwater breathing?
It's a joke.
Not yet.
Everybody thought it was funny.
Oh, man. Damn it.
it, a lot of more hardcore
Anyway.
Dragon Age fans
I
are like,
thought it was
oh,
a good
that's
one.
kind of what they do. Dragon Age Origins, different than 2 different than Inquisition. So
Well, and you know what existed in those games? You could romance the same sex in those games, but it existed naturally. Like, you don't have to force things. They'll just exist naturally. That's what people have been trying to say for fucking years. if you need to force a social norm, then it's probably not a norm. And like a lot of people never had problems with this kind of stuff until it was shoved in their entertainment. It's like going to a bar and telling people that drinking is unhealthy. Yeah, you're right, but nobody gives a fuck. There's a time and place for this kind of stuff. Not in someone's TV show. You know, fucking Bob from Construction doesn't want to hear about your identity crisis when he's just trying to relax after work. You know, if you talk to him about it at a time where it's more reasonable, I'm sure he would care more. Like, there used to be a social understanding on where you would talk about certain things and when you don't talk about certain things. This happens when you let a bunch of people that have no social skills try to dictate the social norms. And here we are.
I assume that was like when we did Twisted Metal 2, which was totally cartoony, and then we went to Twisted Metal Black, which was totally M-rated. Maybe it's like that's just what they do. But I get that if you came to Dragon Age Veilguard and you were expecting, either because EA had marketed it initially in some way and then they kind of feel like they're pulling the wool over your eyes, I don't know.
Welding
But
shops.
regardless,
I feel like he doesn't even like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like he's trying really hard to find positive things to say about it. It's really not that difficult. The gameplay's alright. Story, the character development, the talent tree. Those are net positives, man. I like them. The game's graphically beautiful looking. Like, it's very pretty. It's not hard to find things to like about it. But it's also not okay to tell people that they're not allowed to find things that they don't like about it. Such as, you know, the dialogue sounding like something out of a kid's TV show. Anyway.
Because he's like trying to talk around the fact that like he can see why people don't like it, but
then he
just
can't.
say it, man. He's not saying a lot. Yeah.
It's hard to take
if
people
you
seriously
came to the
like
game
this. I can't
and you
even stick to one
felt,
train of thought.
I thought we were getting a Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, dark fantasy, super serious thing, that is clear. So,
like Dragon Age? Okay, if that's the case, then go make your own IP. Why are you using an IP that is dark and medieval, Lord of the Rings? Like, of course that's what people are going to expect from a franchise that was doing that for the last decade.
Clearly not what this is. So I'm like, yeah, I've never had a problem if somebody's saying, I don't like the game because of that.
Okay.
I mean, they can say whatever they want. They have a right to hate it for all kinds of reasons. There's too much purple in it.
Hey guys, let's go make Lord of the Rings and let's make it cartoony and childish. Yeah, probably not going to go over very well. You're probably not going to have a lot of people that are going to tune into that. If you want to make...
It's too far away.
God, I need to blow my nose. I apologize. Now, if you just said, oh, we're going to make a movie that's in the same setting, like medieval style, like Lord of the Rings, and not try to ride the back of the IP and make your own thing, hey, power to you. Hope it works out for you. But you can't just take someone's life work and decide to completely rewrite it while trying to ride the popularity of the IP and expect people to just eat that up.
I don't care, but I'm just saying that is, I think, from people who have spent time with the game, you're like, oh, well, there's no doubt it's a different tonality. The other thing is the writing. Even in the video, a lot of people were critical to me or of me about. I say the barf scene and the push-up scene, even though I agree with the messaging of what they're trying to communicate,
no,
terribly written, really.
No, you don't. You don't believe that for a minute. There's no monocle of honesty in this guy's voice when he's saying this shit. I almost feel like this guy's being held at gunpoint trying to make this video.
Cringy and stupid.
Everybody.
If you're gonna talk shit to people, at least be confident in what you're trying to say. No one's gonna take you seriously if you're pussyfooting around and you can't even follow one train of thought. Because it just comes off as you don't even believe what you're saying.
He knows
The
that.
overall game, I like
Let's
the
get back to the part where you're talking about me. Let's get back to the important part.
writing of the narrative. I
wrap
like
this up.
that you've got this. What's his name?
Yeah.
The elf guy who is kind of a god who's
Soulless.
living in.
You mean the main protagonist that you see in the first 5 minutes of the game? You're trying to tell people that they can't make a... Oh boy. You don't even know what you're talking about, man. You don't even know who the main protagonist of the game is. Soulless. You see him in the first literal introduction of the game, and you're trying to tell people that they don't know what they're talking about. Bro, if you're... Alright.
Rook's mind, like he's taking up resonance in his
It's
subconscious.
not in his mind. He's in.
It's not in his mind, it's the fate. It's like our version of hell, where demons come from. You can't even follow the storyline or your own train of thought, and you expect people to take this seriously? Like, what is this?
In the fade. That's not what happened.
And he has to meditate to commune with them. I think that's pretty cool. I think there's a number of side quests that are really cool. But yes, I said when I started playing it, it feels like a CW.
So there's only a few parts and a few quests that are really cool. That doesn't make a good game. If only a fraction of it is actually enjoyable, what about the other parts? The whole thing should be compared. Oh, it's like if you went to a restaurant and you ordered a plate of food and you only liked one thing on that plate. Are you going to give the fucking dish a 5-star rating? No. If you only liked 5% of what you ate, you're not going to be, oh, well, this was fucking delicious.
Show. Not all
CW.
throughout. It does kind of dip into some pathos and darkness at times, but it absolutely feels like a young adult fantasy novel. And it's a little too... Everything's great. You know, it's got a little... You know, I like the high adventure tone of it, but
Yeah.
I do
Just
think...
say it's cringe. Just say it's cringe and it's for kids. Like, just say it.
What did I do here?
Okay?
Yeah,
You're a
well,
40-year-old
that's highlighted
balding
there.
man.
That's going to bother me.
Probably most of the people watching this are other 40-year-old balding men. Just fucking say it.
Yeah.
We all know it. You don't have to pussyfoot around.
Right? Just be honest with us.
Just say
Be
it.
honest with
That's
yourself.
totally charging.
it's a little...
I'm so sick and tired of these people that are coming out and are trying to, like, go against what people are saying, yet they talk to us like we're fucking children. Bro, just grow a fucking pair and say what you mean. Not gonna get offended. Not gonna get triggered. If you're trying to make a fucking point, get to the fucking point. You're talking like you're trying to tiptoe around. No. Stop being patronizing and just be honest and say what you mean to say.
youngish, which again...
Youngish.
It's
It's
fine.
fine.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not
fine.
why I
That's-
love
Bro, it's
the
like-
game. And again,
it
I'm
feels
making a
like Dora the
distinction between the
Explorer
style
in
of
some
writing
parts.
and performances and the actual narrative, which I think, you know, the plot of what they're, you know, the elven gods who have, wanting to rip the veil open even more and bring out the whatever, the monsters and take over and there's some neat stuff. And
20
It's so frustrating trying to listen to somebody that can't even keep up with their own thoughts, because we can tell you don't believe what you're saying. Okay, bro.
22 hours, huh?
Yeah, 22 hours. I played 2,
there, but
and I can already follow
point
the
being that
storyline.
complaint,
closer.
Uh-huh.
the tone, I get the complaint of this isn't the tone we were sold,
Yeah.
or that even though Dragon Age changes game.
So, again, he contradicted himself. You said that people were saying that this wasn't the tone, and now you're... Alright.
game to game.
Okay.
This is too much of a change. I get.
Yeah.
You know, and again, you have a right
What's the part about
to have
me?
a valid opinion about, oh, I didn't like the gameplay. I like the gameplay. The combat's pretty simple so far. It's not very hard.
It doesn't
But
get
it's
better.
flashy. It's fun.
It doesn't
It's
get better.
balanced with leveling up your character. It's
He
balanced.
hasn't fought the Hydra. He didn't fight the Hydra. That's why he's saying.
I've seen a video about the Hydra fight today, and I was just like, oh my god, that looks so brutal. If you haven't seen that, I would suggest watching a video. It's like a 30-minute long fight, and it's just... Here's the Hydra. He goes down, you move away, he lays there, you hit him for about 10 seconds. Rinse and repeat, and when you kill the first head, now there's 2 of them. Now you dodge 2 heads, and you repeat. And just when you think, oh, you think after you kill 2 heads you're done, now there's 3. And you do the same lame mechanics again. And you just do that for like half an hour. Oh boy. I can only imagine the pain people went through on that fight. Like, long fights usually can be cool. But like, this is your mechanic. Oh, I moved left. Okay, bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. Do that for half an hour, and you're going to be bang, bang, bang.
Saying this.
With I like the exploration. It feels like a really cool, fun adventure that you're on. So
Yeah, it's an RPG.
But yeah,
You get
the stuff
adventurous
I was talking
experience.
about specifically in that video were the people who were going off
Oh,
about
here we go.
the LGBT stuff. And, you know, again, you have a right. I don't agree with it. I think it's short-sighted. I think it's ignorant when you think there's some kind of...
You know what I think is ignorant? You know what I think is short-sighted? I think the people that put the stuff in the game, who take a group of people that they know nothing about, stereotype the fuck out of them in order to virtue signal, is ignorant and short-sighted. Just saying. You're gonna sit here and call people ignorant and short-sighted when they are the exact... It's just a bunch of... Like, nobody's mad at the LGBT community. They're not the ones who are doing this. They're not the ones stereotyping themselves, writing bad characters about themselves. No, it's a bunch of fucking weird white liberal people that are sitting around an office who develop video games, who never really do anything else other than go to work and go home. They have no social skills. Nobody really likes them. Never really did. Sitting here trying to virtue signal by using a group of people that have been trying to fight for their rights for over decades, in order to perform some kind of bullshit to make themselves look like good people. It's self-righteous, it's annoying, it's exhausting. That's what people are mad about. That's what people are getting sick and tired of. It has nothing to do with the actual LGBT community. It's just the bad taste that's left in your mouth when you have a bunch of socially inept weirdos trying to dictate how you're supposed to feel about a group of people while they stereotype that group of people and lie to your fucking face. Hell, there have been countless LGBT and gay people that have come out and even said the same thing. Like, stop using them as a fucking vehicle to virtue signal. You are getting offended on behalf of people that don't even like you.
Let's just say that you and I, if you are one of those people, we don't agree on the motivations behind why you are seeing more progressive ideas in your media.
It's not
What's the
progressive.
reason?
A lot of people are into this whole
This isn't
conspiracy thing, and I'm just
progressive.
like,
This is
that's not what's happening, in my opinion. But
This kind of fucking weird behavior is not progressive. It is the opposite. All it does is create disdain. Especially when it's not even the group of people that you're trying to do this for that are doing it. You think they give a fuck? No. All you're doing is putting them on the stage to get made fun of. You put them there. You are doing this, not them.
But what is happening? Never explained.
It's like the Jaguar commercial, and that's a good one. There was a video came out of a new commercial for Jaguar, you know, the luxury car company. They rounded up a dozen people, dressed them up to look like freaks, paraded them on this advertisement, made them act weird. Didn't even show a video, or didn't even show a car in the whole advertisement. I wouldn't have even known this was a Jaguar commercial unless it said in the description of the video. And then got surprised when people were like, oh, look at the freaks. Bitch, you fucking put them there. What do you mean? You're gonna round up a bunch of circus people. You're gonna get a circus together and get mad at people when they look at the circus. Who's the dumbass?
Yeah, you have a right not to like it, but
Okay.
if you're gonna
Not
be
explain.
cruel about it
not
online
even gonna
and talk
explain it.
about how mean
So, he's gonna sit here and just say, oh, well, I don't like you, you don't like me, and I'm not gonna explain why. Okay. So you don't even have a reason. You're just looking for those good boy points.
or be mean, talk about mean things about the trans community or the LGBT community.
So you
So what you're saying is that any type of criticism at all is just being mean. Most sane people aren't saying anything derogatory or mean about any of this. In fact, it's people like this guy and the other crazy people that are saying mean derogatory things about us for having any form of criticism. I don't remember ever saying anything mean about the LGBT community. And I get countless people calling me a racist, bigot, Nazi, whatever the fuck for, you know, pointing out the obvious truth, the writing that's on the wall that no one wants to see. People that are sitting here acting like the things that they're calling other people. For what? So you can pat yourself on the back? Get out of here.
You think Tosh is bad? That means you hate trans people? That's
Right.
crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you don't like a poorly written character in a game, which means now you just hate gay people. You hate gay people because a bunch of weirdos decided to stereotype a gay person in a video game and intentionally made them poorly written in order to get a rise out of people. Yeah, okay, sure.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. I'm speechless.
How about that?
The audacity of these people, man.
And you can't really back it up. You're just kind of like, I don't want that in my game. Yeah, I think you're a fucking...
What do you mean? You can't back it up. I've not seen one point that you've made in this whole video backing up your point of view, but I could go find hundreds of hours of other content, statistics, opinions, and not the insane shit-talking retard ones. I'm talking actual, constructive, real points that people have said. You just refuse to see it. Just because you refuse to admit that it exists doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
An idiot. And I don't like you. And you don't like me, and that's
Yeah,
okay.
That's
We
why
don't
he
have
has
to
I
just
mean,
blocked on Twitter.
Hey,
That's
man,
the
at least
only
you're
thing that he
passionate.
said that
That's
I agree
something
with.
more than a lot of people can say. But no, I do not like your view on this issue, and I do not like the way you handle it. Hang on, I'm yelling.
You don't like the way that we handle it. So you don't like having a conversation like adults about something that we dislike and how to solve it. So your version of doing things is just to get triggered and talk shit instead of actually maybe trying to find a solution. You don't like that's how things are handled? Man. All right. I'd like to hear a better solution then. But you're probably not going to give one.
I like people. And so, let's be clear, that stands. But the other
It's
stuff,
so-
I just wanted to
yeah.
make that clear. Okay, be well. Happy Thanksgiving. I will talk to you later. Maybe.
Maybe.
Who is this guy, man?
Yeah, where do these people come from,
Why
bro?
would you do this on the video? Like, it's I don't get it. What is he on about? Like,
Yeah.
What
like,
a waste of fucking time watching this shit. You didn't even...
Well, I wouldn't call it a waste of time. I see this as like, these people are putting their weirdness on display to see the obvious that, like, hey, these are the people that are talking nonsense, whereas we're talking logic. Oh god, okay, I lost my train of thought on that one. My brain's still unpacking what I just listened to. But point is, no, this isn't a waste of time. I'm glad that people are out here coming out and saying their spiel, even if it's this fucking bad. You know what? Power to him. Doesn't change the fact that he's still hella wrong, but hey. And if you want my advice, if you ever see this, if you're going to do stuff like this, at least be confident in your opinion so that people can have more respect for you, and just stop lying to people. Be honest. People will have a lot more respect if you can actually stay on one point, a train of thought or whatever, and be confident. Be confident in your opinion. Because it just sounded like this guy was not confident in any of what he was saying. And it's extremely hard to take someone serious that sounds like they don't even believe the bullshit that's coming out of their mouth.
Even talk about anything.
Yeah, he just...
Damn, this...
It was basically like 10 minutes of him saying, your opinions are wrong, fuck you, I don't have any reason or any proof, but neither do you, even though you do. Goodbye. That's basically the whole video. Can sum it up for you.
Dude can't deal with the fact that people refuse to eat the crap that global publishers are trying to shove down their throats.
Yeah.
Play my sexuality. And people are so mad at this guy too.
Well, of course they're mad at him. It's extremely frustrating dealing with somebody that is just dishonest and talking shit. Of course people are mad about that. This is just another unreasonable asshole who decided that everybody else's opinions, even though he said they do count, in the way he speaks, he says it doesn't matter. And he just, yeah, just completely takes everything and shoves it under the rug and is just like, I can't see, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Like, just refusing to see the obvious stuff that's right in front of you doesn't mean it doesn't exist. People have said so many different points as to why they dislike the game. Show proof. Meanwhile, the shit-talking retards that use buzzwords instead of actually coming up with any arguments are just doing the same thing they always do. Shove it under the rug, call me an asshole. That's it.
And the thing is, like, I feel like this was all about me.
Yeah, the certain streamer. I love that.
Like, this shit was all about me out of nowhere. Because he said a certain streamer...
When you say that the gaming community ruined this game's success, I mean, you know, I don't think that's entirely fair, but I think there is a lot of truth to it. If you're EA...
No, if your game's actually good, a few shit-talking retards on the internet isn't going to change that. This is cope. This is cope from the companies. This is cope from the people that are trying to virtue signal. Now, some balding middle-aged people on the internet aren't going to change the fact that a good product's actually good. But we are going to make a bad product look worse. There are plenty of video games out there that have done very well that people have disliked. And people have made videos grifting on it. And they've been very successful. Hell, Diablo 4. How many times have people said Diablo 4 bad, yet they're still doing decently well? Their game is doing well. And instead of being little fucking pussies and blaming their audience for disliking their game, they decided to try to improve it. They are actively trying to make changes to their game that bring people back. And that is something to be respectful of. These other companies, they're just like, alright, fuck you, man, you don't like my game, you're just a racist bigot, and don't do anything to try to improve.
You've got to kind of prepare for the market
Not my fault, your
winds
product
that you're
sucks a bag
sailing
of dick,
into
bro.
and all that. And so they should have been prepared to counter, and
Yeah.
they weren't. Really, at this point,
You can't counter it. If people don't like it, you can't. If people don't like something, you can't tell them, "Oh, you're wrong."
Yeah, you can't just tell people they don't like something. If they don't like something, they're not gonna like it. Well, you gonna go to a... Again, I like these restaurants in these situations because it's very similar. I'm spending money on something. You're gonna tell me I should like it? Bro, if I order food from your restaurant, I don't like it, and the waiter comes to my table and says, "Well, you just don't understand food." Bitch, fuck you. No, your food just sucks. Especially when everybody is eating your food and it sucks. No, not everybody doesn't know food. Maybe your food is garbage and you should improve it.
You do like this. No,
Yeah, no.
you like this. What do you mean?
that gaming community that you're talking about is done.
Yeah. Shut up and eat your crappy food, you racist.
Is they've made it so
See how dumb it sounds?
they've actually made games worse, which is what they say they're trying to not do.
I've made games
Because
worse.
they have the charismatic grifters that make the videos that for whatever
Thank you.
Hey, nice compliment. Charismatic.
Charismatic. It's a nice guy. Thank you.
reason people respond
He uses
to.
that word a lot. I feel like he just learned the word grifter
People
today.
who haven't actually played a game like played this game will hate it
Oh well.
just because
Doesn't know who
I
Soul
played
is.
it, and we're going to play it again today.
He doesn't. He's the one who's talking about who doesn't
That'll be
play the
fun.
game. He doesn't
I don't
even
know
know
if
who
it'll
the
be
main,
uploaded
like
today,
one of the
but I'll
main
definitely be
antagonists of the
recording
game is.
it
Does
today.
not know who that is.
they're sort of told to hate it. And
There's a
so
lot to catch
what does
up
EA
on.
do next time? They don't make Stellar Blade. They just continue to sort of, vanilla the fuck out of everything they work on and make sure that no one's going to have anything to complain about. They straight up ask you if you want transgender game options 1 hour in. You select yes or no. So all the people bitching invited it into their game. I don't even know what it asks, but this character apparently is the bar of
It's always the same point with these guys. Talk around the problem, not actually address it. Bring up the same bullshit straw man argument every single time. Blah 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 blah.
trans character, and so far there's nothing. Not that that needs to be. I mean, to me, that's the equivalent of saying, "Do you want black people? Do you want black people in your game? We have a button that'll get the blacks
What?
out."
What? What? Did he just say what I think he said? Did he just... Okay. Again, straw man arguments. You want a button that turns the black people off. No. No one's ever said that or asked for that. What an out-of-pocket thing to say. Wow. These guys are really reaching at this point to find something, if anything, they can use. You don't want a checklist? Okay, no women, no trans people, no black people. Yeah, no. Come on, dude. If you're gonna reach, at least try to reach for something that's at least semi-believable. Jesus Christ.
That's the equivalent of it. But if that's what you're saying,
No,
I mean, I
it's
didn't even
not.
know that's
It's
what they
not
were
the
asking.
equivalent of it.
The only thing
Oh,
I've come
man.
across so far, and again, I've seen that cutscene. It's terribly written and performed, the bar thing.
So
But the
you-
only thing I've even come across so far is
Menu settings. Uncheck it. Uncheck women. Uncheck black people. Uncheck trans people.
Yeah, oh man, I don't feel like games are inclusive enough. They don't allow me to be racist. Holy. Where do these people come from and where do they come up with this shit?
when you're talking to
Oh.
characters, and one of your multiple options is you can romance a character who is the same sex as your character.
Wow, so progressive. You've been able to do that in games for over 10 years. Congratulations. Again, like, this isn't new. They're groundbreaking. The fact that these companies act like it is also exhausting, and another reason why people are getting annoyed with it. You're not doing anything that hasn't been done before. You know, you keep sticking your audience, keep poking them. They're gonna keep they're gonna get mad. They're gonna bite the damn stick.
And you can just
What
be
a
like,
dishonest interpretation.
Yeah,
Everybody
no
knows that's
shit.
not the problem.
Right?
Here is one of the problems, though.
Everybody knows that this isn't the problem. Oh shit! What happened? Oh, I moved it. Hang on.
It's because they're financially beneficial.
equals a grift, yeah. A Valve
I forget where.
And they
I
do it
was.
really fucking. The game
Hang on.
did not give
What?
the character's sexuality.
thing I've even come across so far is
Menu settings,
Oh, there we
uncheck,
go. Found it. Sorry.
uncheck women, uncheck black people, uncheck trans people.
That's fucking
Oh
funny.
my god.
when
I
you're
gotta-
talking to
this is so
characters and one of
Yeah.
your multiple options is you can romance a character who is the same sex as your character. And you can just
Yeah.
be like,
Dishonest interpretation.
I could name at least 4 games off the top of my head. Dragon Age, or not Dragon, yeah, Dragon Age 1, Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, Mass Effect, all the Mass Effect games, so that's like fucking 6 right there. Man, pretty much in every RPG
That'd still be charging.
you can romance characters, and they've included that you can romance the opposite same sex. Like, again, this isn't groundbreaking, this isn't the problem yet. Here we go. They like to just keep reeling the conversation back in and straw manning bullshit that no one fucking gives a shit about, because then they would have no other point to have and their conversation would fall flat.
Everybody knows that's not the
It's too
problem.
far away.
Here is one of the problems, though. It's that. So it is and it isn't a problem, and let me explain what I mean by that, because it's a very interesting difference with Dragon Age versus, obviously, you know, the big comparison there would be Baldur's Gate 3, right?
Oh, yeah,
So
another
in
one.
Baldur's Gate 3, the developers of the game did not give the characters sexualities, they just said the characters were player sexual. But with Dragon Age, they had
Which
to
is also
outwardly
weird,
state
but
that the
whatever.
characters were
The game was
pansexual.
good, right? Everyone can look past
Again,
this shit.
trying to tie a video game universe into real life. I think that's what people don't like. It had nothing to do with whether you
that's
could
what we-
have a gay
I need to
relationship or not.
Yeah,
I was at a
this was
gay
never
wedding in World of
problematic,
Warcraft in 2007. The 2 of my guildmates married each other. They weren't gay in real life, but in the game they were gay. They were real gay in the game. Super gay.
Like an RP thing?
I don't think
Alright.
that's the problem. That never was the problem. It's people that heavy-handedly
code.
apply real life
think it's weird,
politics to
but I'm also
fantasy
not gonna say you
situations
can't do it.
in a way that feels condescending and cheap.
Yep. That's a very
That's
good
what
point.
happened. It's so easy to understand.
Out of range.
And they do it really fucking bad. Yeah,
I can't cast that.
and that's the thing. It's... Angry Joe said in his review, previous Dragon Age games had gay and trans people, but it felt natural and not forced in.
Yeah.
Well, because of bad writing.
It coexisted just fine.
oh, no
It
thanks.
never had to be
Like
forced.
Chad and
Nobody
SNL. It's
cared
like, oh, no
about it.
thanks.
It was fine.
And, you know, if that's not what you're into.
Boy, this was never a problem until
The
recently.
grifters who hate woke still stream the
This is me. This is about
This is a
me.
problem that has
game
been
and played it to
fabricated by the
finish
people that are
grifting
trying to go against
how
it.
bad the game was. So
This
yeah,
was
they
never
didn't
an
like
issue
it, but
before.
played it for views and ad revenue equals a grift. Yeah. A Valve dev said they're making
But
the
I played it off stream more than I played it on stream. I played it 2 days on stream, probably like 12 hours. I played it off stream like probably 50 hours, probably 10 of it, maybe 15 of it AFK, but like other than that, I played it a lot. Yeah. What's the problem with that? Why does he use that word so much? It's Twitter brain rot.
Because you probably
It's
just
the
learned
new
it
word
today.
that people use because like racist doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
And so the
They
idea
got-
of grifting, so
That's a good fucking point. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Yeah, the words they've been using don't have as much power anymore because they've used them so much. Now they're coming up with new words. I'm sorry, but if someone calls me a grifter, it doesn't make me mad or happy. It just has no effect. Like it's okay.
That spell isn't.
All right.
So like you have to understand like grifting means that you're effectively like lying to people for money.
Yeah.
So the implication is
Man,
it's
I'm
basically like a
making
form of
so much
character
money being a
assassination
liar.
where they imply that you only have viewpoints because
So unironically, IGN is technically a grifter then. No, no, fuck that. No, IGN's just a liar. They're dishonest. Let's use big boy words and adult words when we're talking about things, okay? Let's cut the clown shit.
they're financially beneficial. And so that implicitly devalues your opinions.
Christ.
That's what he's trying to do, right? That's why people use the word. It's
Yeah,
like
they need to devalue your opinions first because their opinions already have no value. So if they devalue your opinion, then it almost puts their opinion on an equal playing field.
shill. Yeah, it's basically shill. Yeah, lack of integrity and validation. Exactly.
Game really woke to upset Elon and Grums. Well, I don't know. I mean, I know what you're talking about, Eddie. I know the art director was basically pushing back because Elon got upset and Grums got upset that there are, God forbid, pronouns in that you can select or maybe not even select in Avowed.
I just made a new character today in RuneScape for the leagues or whatever. Not really a new character. You do design a character. You get to pick your gender or quote unquote body type, and there's pronouns in it. I just picked he him. I was like, okay, whatever. I just want to play the game. Who cares? It's not a big deal. This isn't problematic. It's problematic when it's like the only thing that people focus on. Of course, people were a little weird about it when it first came out. You know, a few shit-talking retards got upset. But most average sane people were just like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna play game. I'm just gonna play RuneScape. Whatever. I'll just put my pronouns in it. Sure. It doesn't change the game, doesn't take anything away, but it does make a bad game worse.
And so the art director got pissed off and the community manager shut her account down. But I don't know.
Man, I wonder what it must be like to be in the office today at that company. And like everybody has to deal with harassment because that one guy couldn't keep his mouth shut. It's like he had to be that guy.
Alright, I seriously need to go blow my nose. I'll be right back. Okay, my bad. I couldn't freaking breathe, and that was probably a huge risk. I could have died. Would have lost my character. Anyway. Had a bit of grinding dust in my nose, you know, from the welding shop. Ugh.
You know, the game's almost done, so I don't really, you know, that may have just been sort of a pissy kind of statement. But I mean, again, you know, I mean, it's... And I agree, Morgan, when you say, oh my God, again with this. I know, but this is the news of the day. You know, I mean, this is sort of what happens in the gaming world right now. We're still talking games. I'm still playing lots of games. We're still doing game design discussions, but these are the people that, you know, are influencing something. Don't know why. Don't know why.
See, this is what it is. He's mad because people on the internet have opinions, and their opinions are shared by other people. The people like this hate the fundamental idea of free speech, and they want everybody who disagrees with them to not have a platform.
Yep, there it is.
That's what it is.
Plain as day.
But they are.
Couldn't it be called the Grifter for constantly
I
talking
mean,
about it?
imagine how
Maybe. I don't know.
unsuccessful you have
Yeah.
to be that you're willing to go, you know what I'll do then? My game wasn't working out. So you know what I'll do? I'll build a whole career about bitching about stuff that I find woke.
He's talking about Mark Kern.
Really? God, that must suck for you. I don't
So, are you talking about every game developer ever lately? Your game sucked, so you're just gonna go to Twitter and talk
I
shit?
can't pass that yet.
Okay. Yeah. How's that been working out?
I'm not trying to be like reverse psychology the guy. I'm just
It's funny how these people are pointing out obvious behaviors that they do themselves constantly, every single day, and they're trying to pit it on other people. It's just like the lack of self-awareness is almost impressive.
saying it's like, Jesus, man. Just go make some shit if you don't like it. There's a lot to like out there. I mean, here's what I'll grant you. If you're
It's
watching
not my problem. Like, he wants to get mad at Mark Kern. I don't give a fuck. It's not my
me
problem.
play this game,
Yeah.
I get that you would look at this game and say, well, this doesn't seem like a game of the year contender, and it may
It's
not
not.
be.
Yeah,
prob-
it turns out it wasn't.
Turns out they
Probably
were
isn't for
trying
most
to make
people.
it one, but it
But I've been playing this now
Didn't
on stream
quite
for a
hit.
little over an hour. Are you seriously looking at this and going, this looks like utter shit and it's crap?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It
And
would look a lot better if you hit the barrels that were red. They blow up. Makes it easier to kill these guys. Just a, tip from a 71-hour player to a 22-hour player.
nice. Geez.
Look a whole lot better.
Like, I mean, really? I mean, that's okay. It's your opinion. That's fine. But like,
From the
how
sound
can
of it, you
how
think it
can-
isn't, though.
I mean, it's fun. It's a fun, solid game, and I get the argument of like, hey, I don't have time for just fun enough. There's so much to play. I respect that.
Yeah, it's such a fun game. I'm playing a 20-year-old MMORPG instead of Dragon Age right now. Man.
But it's like, you
On
know, if it's not
hardcore
your
mode.
favorite game, don't
If I
play it.
die,
But it's
I'm
not
dead.
shit. Now, by the way, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I am curious, Nick, when you say you think it looks mediocre. So what, if somebody was in the market for an action RPG, not Baldur's Gate, not a turn-based RPG, like an action-y action game.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're in the market for an action game, none of these actual good ones.
Like, you know, like what you're seeing here, but there's still stats and a big story and characters and a party to build and all that.
Elden Ring.
If this one's mediocre, which one would you suggest
It's Elden
they
Ring.
play? Like which
Ring.
Elden Ring, obviously. It's obviously Elden Ring.
Anything else? Hell,
What are we talking about?
I'd even suggest picking up Inquisition, man. It's a mid game. It's better than Dragon Age Veilguard, though. That's for damn sure. Might have to play that one after I finish Veilguard. It's gonna be a long winter.
It's Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, I still need to
Wait.
play that one.
What?
Yeah, there's plenty.
It's the easiest question.
If you just look around, you'll find what you're looking
That spell
for.
isn't ready yet.
But when you sit here with this linear way of thinking, just so you can pad your ego, of course you're not going to be able to see what's out there. He himself even said there's great stuff out there. And then he names a few good ones, but he's like, no, don't choose the good ones. It's just like, bro, what are you talking about?
I can't pass that yet.
Question of my life. It's like, what do you mean, man? What are you talking about?
Yeah, like, what?
We gotta figure out. Did this guy play Elden Ring? Did he play Wukong? Did he play the other games?
It's like this is gonna be a random thought that I have, but like, why is it? Why are people so obsessed with accepting mediocrity? How do you improve when we're not allowed to have constructive criticism of anything, and we just have to take what is given to us? Sorry, but the entire world doesn't want to settle for mediocre shit. Things are getting expensive. We expect them to get better. If you're gonna charge me $130 versus $60 for a product, I expect it to be better than the $60 version. Duh. Any of you guys like this, or telling everybody, oh, well, you should just like it for what it is? No. No, fuck that. No. You're not gonna make me. The day society settles for mediocrity is the day everything becomes mediocre. Imagine that.
I don't know.
Crazy, right?
One does it really well that is still
He said not turn-based.
relatively modern enough
Yeah.
that would still
Final
scratch
Fantasy
that
VII
itch.
remake.
Yeah, there's no games like that.
The list
Nobody
just keeps
makes
going,
action
man.
combat
Yeah,
games
not everybody
anymore.
likes that one.
They're not popular.
Matt, you know what's crazy? People were criticizing the Final Fantasy VII remake, and nobody got mad about it. Nobody was getting it all up in their fucking pants and calling everybody racist bigots because they didn't like Final Fantasy VII remake. People were voicing their opinion. They didn't like the new combat or whatever reason, and everybody was like, okay, that's fair. They weren't sitting there calling everybody else who disagreed racist, grifters. We all agreed that, yeah, the combat in the new Final Fantasy VII remake might not be for everybody. That's fine. Okay. We can all move on now. But it's when shit like this keeps happening and you just keep going and going and bringing it up over and over again. It's just, quit saddling a dead horse, man. The game is bad. It is, okay? Stop fucking lying to me. I'm trying to tell me that I need to just accept it. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. Fuck off. If you like having mediocre shit, that's your business. I don't. I expect the entertainment I'm spending my money on to actually entertain me. I know, weird, right?
I mean, Elden Ring doesn't do that. Elden Ring's my favorite game of all time, but
Okay.
Elden Ring's not this.
There it is.
Elden Ring doesn't have anywhere near
Yeah, that's why it's good.
It's
close to this kind of combat. Elden Ring's combat is much more, I would say, tactical and measured. This is much more hack and slash. Okay, so Morgan says
Played the wrong build.
Rebirth does it better. Okay, that's fair. That seems probable.
that's a problem.
Honestly, what pushed me away from Rebirth, and I played the demo,
Let's take this one out first.
was just I read some reviews and stuff, and people were saying it's phenomenal, but it is so fucking
Watching my
long. I mean, people were saying it's like, my God, this thing, and it's the second part.
That should be good.
I didn't even play the first
We're gonna
part.
dot this one up.
So it's kind of, yes, Elden Ring is a better
Game.
game.
It's better game. Yeah,
Yeah.
better game. Exactly.
Okay.
And so, no, that's true. He's right about that.
I
That's
fucking
so
suck
true.
at it.
Yeah.
but I would
Yeah,
say I had more fun playing it than I did
Yeah, there we
Veilguard.
go. Yeah, better game.
It's just a better, more fun
Game than
experience.
this, for me personally, yes.
Right.
But this scratches a very different itch. That's like comparing, a fine, whatever, 3-star meal. I
to
don't know how to do
McDonald's. Yeah, exactly.
meals to
Yeah.
like a really solid, slightly above
You can compare McDonald's to a 5-star, yeah.
McDonald's dinner. It's like they both have
So you're saying this is McDonald's? But you're like, well, I don't understand. Like, what is he trying to say?
Yeah, I'm confused. Is
So
it
he
good
says
or
one
not?
of them is like a fine dinner, and the other one is McDonald's, but they're not like. What are we doing?
Oh man,
places in your life. All right. Well, speaking of places in my life, the place
this is the mental gymnastics of someone who just can't admit that they're wrong. And it's like not even good mental gymnastics. At least the people on Twitter are professional shit-talking retards. This guy's just... He can't even decide where he lands on this. He's all over the damn place.
I have to go is back to the grocery store. So, but I will be here Thanksgiving morning, California time, which is like 9 o'clock my time for a Thanksgiving stream. So if you want to hang out with us, and we'll probably play some games, talk, I'll show you some cool stuff. It's going to be very chill and hang out, something to do to celebrate the holiday and hang out with everybody and fuck around for an hour and a half or whatever. So if you're bored...
Maybe just stick to your streams and, you know, talking about complicated issues probably just isn't your strong suit. And, like, I don't want people to go and hate on this guy. He said some dumb shit. It happens. Let's all move on. You know, I hope the guy keeps making his content, but just a little bit of advice. Stop.
That spell isn't ready yet.
At least have some confidence in what you're trying to say, right? Like, it's different when you're talking shit and you actually have some confidence behind it. You just sit there and you don't even seem to believe what you're saying. It comes off as disingenuous. And that's why people get upset. You're insulting everybody's intelligence. It's just, yeah. Seems like a nice guy. I genuinely, he does seem like a decent dude. He just... He's bouncing around on his opinions, and he can't quite stick to one train of thought. And, you know, playing a hard game here. And you know what? If he likes the game, cool. I'm glad you had fun. But don't go around and disregard everybody else's thoughts on it and say that they had no points to stand on when there's plenty of points, especially if you're not even willing to look around and do research. You can't just sit there and disregard hundreds of different real opinions as nothing, while you give nothing either.
You got nothing to do, or everybody's still sleeping, whatever it is you're doing on Thanksgiving, we'll be here, and hopefully we will see you guys really, really soon. All right, but for now I got to go prep that. So
great. So basically, I really, really hate this. I hate that I don't get the ego validation of him saying that it's actually all about me. Because I think, and
yeah, if all these virtue signaling people could just admit that it's not about inclusivity, it's about pretending to be a good person and tell the entire world and show off that you're such a kind-hearted good person and remind everybody every single day, people would take it more seriously. You're just selfish. You're selfish, self-righteous, delusional. And if you can be confident about that, people would take you more seriously.
You know, y'all can check me on this or not. I feel like all of what he was saying was all about me. Or Angry Joe. No, because Angry Joe had barely made the video at this point. And he said streamers, too. Who else streams that says the stuff that I do?
Good point.
You rebate it. Could be about Mark Kern. Mark Kern doesn't stream. That's the difference. Yeah, and he also blocked me on Twitter.
Yeah, preemptive block.
I've been playing this game for an hour. Are you really gonna tell me this game is crap? Yeah.
Oh, shit, dude.
Oh my god.
The realization that you just
You're really gonna tell me it shit sucks. Oh man, the game is complete trash. It's a mockery of previous Dragon Age game. Even lifting commentaries for tearing it apart. Yeah, everyone who doesn't like garbage is a grifter. Own the chuds. I know, man. He didn't make any responses to this shit either. Did you just compare black people to being trans? To be fair, like, the optics of saying that is bad, but like, I understand what he was trying to say. It was just funny to hear it. Oh man. I love people like this talk about me. You gotta leave a comment on the video. Yeah. Will you play Dragon Age Origins to see how this downgrades from the series? I probably will at some point, yeah.
Eventually.
But it is really fucking funny for me to see this. Especially this guy getting mad and... Oh, man.
Well, yeah, you're gonna talk some shit. Of course people are gonna get mad. Just don't respond to it. Although I do kind of hope he makes a follow-up video because it is fucking entertaining as shit. Advice-wise,
That spell isn't
if you're
ready
getting a lot of hate for some opinions you said, just be like, okay, well, anyways, and keep going. The second you start addressing it, or what is it, clarifying, or whatever, and you make a really bad clarification video, you're just gonna make it worse. Now you're an asshole and a moron. So, just move on. Someone will get mad about something next week, and you'll be old news, and you know some people might remember, but it's really they're not important, right? Anyway, there's video one. The next one is about it's a fun one, you know, talking about anime and stuff. It'll be an interesting one. But anyway, catch you in that one. We'll see if it uploads today, and then I guess maybe we'll hop into some Dragon Age. I don't know. It's only 9 a.m. I got time. But anyway, thanks for watching.